بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. مشاهدي الكرام، طلبة وطالبات شهادة دبلوم التعليم العام، فرسان وفارسات دفعة الإنجاز، أسعد الله مساءكم بكل خير. أهلا بكم معنا حلقة جديدة من حلقات برنامجكم التعليمي درس على الهواء. ها نحن نبدأ العد التنازلي. لم يتبقى سوى امتحانات معدودة جدا، بعضها اختياري والبعض الآخر أساسي. إذا نجي للجدول، طبعا يوم الغد امتحان اللغة الإنجليزية ألف وباء، وأيضا امتحان الرياضة المدرسية. يوم الاثنين اللغة الإنجليزية المهارات والفنون التشكيلية. يوم الثلاثاء الأحياء، ويوم الأربعاء آخر أيام الامتحانات هذا وطني. إذا هي أيام معدودة، هكذا نطوي صفحة الفصل الدراسي الأول بكل همة وبكل عزيمة وبكل إصرار على النجاح. حلقة اليوم نخصصها لمادة اللغة الإنجليزية، المهارات في جزئها الأول، وفي جزئها الثاني سنستكمل ما بدأنا في الحلقة الماضية في اللغة الإنجليزية ألف وباء، المادة الأساسية. فاصل، نعود ونبدأ الحلقة، كونوا معنا. أهلا بكم أيها الأحبة، وهكذا جميعا نستعد لنبدأ رحلة رائعة من رحلاتنا اليومية معكم وبرنامج درس على الهواء. نتناقش ونصل لحل للكثير من المسائل والكثير من الأسئلة نبحث لها عن إجابات في برنامجنا. أيضا نستوضح بعض الأمور المرتبطة بالورقة الامتحانية في كل مادة من المواد التي نطرحها. طبعا مثل ما ذكرت في بداية الحلقة، اليوم نخصص حلقتنا لمادة اللغة الإنجليزية المهارات في الجزء الأول، ومن ثم في الجزء الثاني سنكون مع اللغة الإنجليزية الأساسية. اسمحوا لي أن أرحب بضيفي في الجزء الأول من هذه الحلقة، الأستاذ يوسف بن يعقوب الهدابي، مشرف اللغة الإنجليزية. حياك معنا أستاذ يوسف. يا مرحبا وسهلا. أيضا خلينا نتفق على حاجة بالنسبة للغة الإنجليزية المهارات. طبعا هي محدودة هالمادة، خاصة في أسئلتها، ويمكن حتى في أعداد الطلبة اللي مختارين هذه المادة. عشان كذا خلنا نركز في الأشياء المهمة اللي أنتم حابين أن نتكلم عنها، سواء اللي بناخذها عن طريق الاتصالات أو حتى اللي بنستقبلها الآن على بريدنا الإلكتروني. أيضا أحب أنوه تنويه جدا مهم، أنا يجب أن نكتب لما نرسل السؤال على البريد الإلكتروني هل هو مخصص للمهارات، هل هو مخصص للإنجليش A، أو هل هو مخصص للإنجليش B، أيضا على أساس سهولة طرح السؤال، أو على أساس أن نتعرف بسرعة السؤال موجه لمين. في البداية الأستاذ يوسف راح يعطيكم توضيح عن الورقة الامتحانية بالنسبة للغة الإنجليزية المهارات، هذا اللي راح تمتحنوها يوم الاثنين إن شاء الله، وبعد كذا راح نتناقش فيها. تفضل أستاذ يوسف.
إن شاء الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. The exam will consist of 6 questions. The first question will be for reading, the second will be also reading, and the third to the sixth will be for writing. And the reading will have 20%, which means 20 marks, and 50 marks will be for the writing. If we go to the template of the exam on the board, this is the paper. The first question is reading. It is an informative text, and it consists of around, let's say, 150 to 20 to 200 words. And the students have to indicate the answer, whether it is true or false. Each question will be awarded 1 mark, so 8 questions, 8 marks. The second question will be also reading. and it is also a passage. It is a narrative reading. It's a narrative reading, and the students have to answer short answers only from 9 to 14, and each question will be awarded 2 marks. After that, we will go to the writing number 1. Students have to write a paragraph or an essay or short essay about a picture with 8 information items, and in this question they don't have to specify a number of words, but they have to include all the information, and 10 marks will be awarded for this question. Writing 2 will be a situational writing. It is a letter or an email, and students have to respond to this email or this letter. Also, it will be out of 10 marks. The third writing will be a narrative or a story writing, but this one will be awarded 15 marks. So the students should write the ideas from themselves. So this is why it is 15 marks. The last question is also a topic. They have to write around 100 words on a topic. It is an evaluative, and students have to write about their opinion. It can be a pros and cons, and it can be an opinion. It is also out of 15 marks. So the total marks of the writing will be 50 marks, and the reading will be 20 marks. So 70 is the total. This is all.
إذن هذا كان توضيح للورقة الامتحانية، ومثل ما شايفين أنه راح تتركز أسئلتها على الريدينج والرايتينج. الآن راح نفتح المجال لو أحد حاب يسأل أو يستفسر بالنسبة للمهارات. أيضا المجال مفتوح بالنسبة للي حاب يسأل عن طريق البريد الإلكتروني. هواتفنا 24696666 24695423. بريدنا الإلكتروني درس@moe.om. وناخذ اتصال إذا فيه. إذن أذكر مرة أخرى بالأرقام 24695423. هذا أحد الأرقام. الرقم الثاني 24696666. هذه أرقامنا للي حاب أيضا يتداخل مع الأستاذ، نوع من الديسكشن حول مادة اللغة الإنجليزية المهارات. وأيضا بريدنا الإلكتروني درس@moe.om. نرحب بأسئلتكم. أستاذ، الآن فقط لو نتحدث بالنسبة للطالب على وش يركز في مذاكرته لهالمادة، يعني how to practice writing and how to practice his reading. Yeah.
First of all, in the reading section, students, they are preferred if they try to scan and skim different texts before the exam, because the reading text will be from outside. I mean, they haven't seen them before. So they have to practice on these 2 skills. Try to read the questions first, preferably, then go to the text and start answering them. By scanning and skimming, they can save a lot of time. Regarding the writing should be more, I mean, there should be more training on writing pieces. I mean, at home, they can prepare themselves by doing some writings before the exam. I mean, following the specification of the exam, they can start writing a narrative. They can also write an opinion passage about any topic. They can also practice writing a descriptive one, like the picture, and so on. So it is a matter of training before the exam.
So also, what is the relation between the main subject, the English A or B, and this subject, the elective one?
Majorly,
I mean in the writing also. Huh?
yeah. In the writing, there are some shared things. I mean, the writing and the reading only. They don't have to practice the vocab or grammar. Only they have to concentrate on these two skills. I mean, reading and writing. And they are very supportive because they prepare the students for colleges and universities, and they are very well designed.
ناخذ اتصال إذن أول اتصال معنا في هذه الحلقة. السلام عليكم. نشوف مكالمة. السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام.
يا مرحبا وسهلا، من معنا؟
معك زينب اليعقوبي.
زينب.
من عبري.
يا مرحبا يا زينب. عندك سؤال في الإلكتيف؟
أيوه.
تفضلي.
Should I speak in English or Arabic?
In English. It's better to be in English.
Yeah.
Okay. As everybody knows, that the topic we should write about is something not expected. So my question is, what should I do if I face writing topic that I don't know anything about it, or I don't know very much about it?
Again, please. Can you repeat your question again?
I think she said that if she faced any topics in writing and she didn't know anything about it, what she have to do?
Yeah. My suggestion is you have a place for writing at the end. It's a draft. It is better if you do some brainstorming. I mean, gather any information about the topic you are going to write. I mean, the ideas. Write even in Arabic. You can write at that place in Arabic, gathering ideas. Then, after gathering the ideas, even in Arabic, put them in the chronological order. I mean, you can put them in a good organization. Later on, you can start putting the ideas together in your writing. This will not take more than 2 to 3 minutes. I mean, gathering the ideas about your topic. So you should be prepared by this way.
I know, but there are some topics that make a challenge for us. I mean, if you look at the last year examination, they focused more about things which related for males more than females. For example, the writing 2 was about writing a letter or email, I guess, to invite friends to see football match. And writing 3 was about soldiers. So we, as a girls, we don't have a lot about that stuff. We don't know anything about it. It's like a challenge for us, so I guess.
I suggest if you at home today sit and try to write about any topic like this, I mean, the opinion. And the book consists of more than 2 to 3 examples of writing. And they are very good. And if you sit tonight and read these topics, they will help you a lot. And you can concentrate on connecting words and these words which can be used at the beginning of each paragraph, contrasting and comparison words. This will help you a lot.
Okay, Zainab?
I hope.
Okay. شكرا زينب. Also I want to ask if there is any guidance can the students use to practice the writing. Are you advise them for any things to do it?
Fortunately, the book consists, and this book, I mean the reading and writing skills, it consists of lots of examples. I mean, sometimes from 2 to 3 examples that are ready-made, and they are very, very useful. They can go through them, and I mean, also can practice at the end. There are some questions, they are good questions. They can write similar writings to this. So this is a good idea. I mean.
Also here a question by the email. What are the things that we can focus on to help us in the writing? I think it is in the main thing that we are talking about.
So writing takes most of the marks. This is why they are very important. So a good way is to use the drafts at the end of the exam paper for brainstorming, for organizing the ideas together, then start writing. Also, again, they have to go, or it is better, it is preferable, if they go through the examples which are in the book. They are very useful and they have lots of ideas.
Here also a question from Hala Rahbi. She asked how many writing questions there is?
There will be 4 questions.
Yeah. And about the reading also, what is the correct way to answer the reading questions?
The reading questions, the first one is the informative one. And there will be 8 questions, and students have to indicate whether they are true or false only. My suggestion is, it is very good if they start by reading the questions first, going through the questions, understand what they wanted in these questions. Then they can go back to the reading text and scan for these answers. Reading number 2 is a WH questions, which needs short answers only, maybe sometimes not more than 4 words. So it is also recommended if they go through the questions first and return back to the narrative text. So this is my suggestion to answer the reading. And don't waste a lot of time reading and reading only. It is better to go to the easiest questions than to the difficult ones.
Yeah, and also how they practiced their reading. I think outside of the book, they have to practice themselves to read some things outside of the...
We know that the readings will come from outside. They haven't seen these kind of texts, so they have to train themselves by returning to the exam papers earlier years and practice doing them quickly in order to save time in the exam.
إذن أعتقد الصورة كانت واضحة بالنسبة للغة الإنجليزية المهارات. ما أدري إذا في اتصالات بإمكانكم أنكم تكلمونا خلال الوقت المخصص لهالجزئية. لو ما كذا وحاسين أن الصورة واضحة باتت بالنسبة للغة الإنجليزية المهارات، ممكن أيضا أن احنا نختم هالجزئية وننتقل للجزئية اللي هي بالنسبة للغة الإنجليزية الأساسية، ال A وال B، واللي راح أيضا نخصص لها الجزء المتبقي من هذه الحلقة. وأنا عندي كثير أسئلة يعني خاصة بتلك الجزئية يعني وصلتني عبر البريد الإلكتروني، وأيضا متأكد أنه راح تكون في كثير اتصالات. So are there any advice?
I would like to notify students that unit number 2 and unit 5 and 14 have been cut for this academic year, so they don't have to concentrate on them. But it is also useful to go through them because there is some description in unit 2. It talks about how to describe people, and so it might be useful for them in the exam because there is a picture and they are going to make use of that picture and describe it. Maybe it is a building, it can be a character, it can be an object. So it is useful to go through this.
So here a question also, we got it by the email. Good evening, I am Ala from Salala. I want to ask about the second writing, I mean the letter. When is the format, what is the format that we should follow?
When students are exposed to a letter, they should concentrate on the following things. First, they have to divide the letter into 3 parts: the beginning or the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. And they should start their letter or email by addressing the person they are writing for by writing dear and his name, following the instructions. Then they should start the letter by a greeting or by specifying what they are writing in this letter. So they can say, I'm writing, and say what is the topic. Later on, they can develop their ideas in the main body, and the main body can consist of 1 or 2 or 3 paragraphs, depending on the instructions of the exam. After that, in the conclusion, they should end the letter by a certain way, like, for example, ending the letter by asking a question, by thanking the person for sending him a letter, or by also giving him an advice or something like that, it depending on the instructions of the exam. So they have to concentrate on the beginning and ending of the letter, because some marks will be deducted if the students forget and didn't write, for example, the beginning and ending of the letter. They have also to finish the letter by writing best wishes or kind regards, depending on the letter itself. After that, the name of the sender. That's it.
ناخذ اتصال. السلام عليكم.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. يا هلا، من معنا؟
معك فيصل من ولاية السويق.
من؟
فيصل من ولاية السويق.
حياك يا فيصل، شو اخبارك؟
الحمد لله تمام.
كيف الامور؟ تمام
الحمد لله.
حياك يا فيصل، تفضل.
بس لو سمحت استاذ، عندي مداخلة، يعني ما عندي بعض الأسئلة، بس عندي مداخلة
بخصوص ويش فيصل؟
يعني ما بتأخر، بس عندي نقاط.
تفضل.
أول شيء بالنيابة عني وعن جميع الطلاب أتكلم، عندي بعض النقاط أرجو الحل لازم لها. النقاط الأولى
فيصل، أنا أتمنى إذا كان شيء متعلق بامتحان رياضيات البحتة أو الفيزياء.
غير عن البحتة، غير.
لأن أنا إذا في شيء متعلق بنقاش عام خارج عن اللغة الإنجليزية أتمنى نؤجله إلى الحلقة اللي راح تكون يوم الأربعاء الجاي إن شاء الله.
غير متواجد نفس
إذا غير متواجد بإمكانك أنك تبعث لنا إياه عن طريق البريد الإلكتروني أو حتى عن طريق صفحتنا على الفيسبوك. يعني أنا أتمنى فعلا، على أساس أنه في الآخر الآن بنتكلم، وأنا أعتقد أنه الكلام ما راح يكون مجدي لأنه ما موجود أحد يرد علينا الآن ولا حد يرد على الكلام.
بخصوص اختبار الغد.
اختبار الغد راح يكون في اللغة الإنجليزية إن شاء الله.
زين، بس عندي يعني نطالب باختبار الغد أن يكون الاستماع واضح، وذلك من خلال توفير مسجلات عالية الجودة.
جميل.
يعني مدارسنا ما فيها مسجلات أبدا عالية الجودة، عندنا ما الأول ما زلنا 70.
عموما يا فيصل ليش تسبق الأحداث؟ يعني خليك متفائل. يعني
أنا ما أسبق الأحداث، بس ترى أنا أعرف، يعني أعرف المدرسة وأعرف الإمكانية المدرسة وإيش فيها من مسجلات وكذا.
نعم، عموما هي هذه النقطة، تعرف احنا يمكن كل سنة نؤكد عليها ونتمنى فعلا أنه تكون وضوح التسجيل، خاصة طبعا بالنسبة للأسئلة المتعلقة بالليسننج، تكون يعني سواء حتى المادة المسجلة وأيضا حتى الجهاز اللي تبث منه هذه المادة أنه يكون بجودة عالية. حتى المادة المسجلة دائما ما نؤكد ونتمنى أنها تكون بجودة عالية، وأيضا الجهاز اللي تبث منه هذه المادة يكون بجودة عالية. فتفائل بالخير. أنتم هذه يعني ليش تستبقوا الأحداث؟ يعني إيش دراك لا فيصل، يمكن ما يجيبوا لك اجهزه مدرستكم اذا انت تقوم الاجهزه اللي في مدرستكم قديمه، يعني ممكن
قديمه
ترى يمكن
كلهم ماشي فايده، ترى لهن كلهم.
يا فيصل خليك متفائل، يعني خليك متفائل. يعني انت هذه ان احنا نحكم على شيء لسه ما صار، يعني خلينا نشوف الى باكر، واكيد الرساله واصله للمعنيين عن التقويم التربوي وعن اداره الامتحانات، اكيد الرساله واصله وهم بيراعوا هالشيء، بس احنا ما نحط في بالنا هذه النقطة. يعني إذا أنت رحت وحطيت في بالك أنك الجهاز فيه مشكلة، يعني يمكن حتى ما بتسمع أنت، لأنك أنت مبرمج نفسك على أساس أنه فعلا الجهاز فيه مشكلة.
لا بس ترى أساسا ما يسمع يعني أبدا.
ما ممكن نعمم يا فيصل، ما ممكن نعمم، وما ممكن أيضا نستبق أي حدث مهما صار. الآن أنت أريدك أنك تبرمج نفسك إلى أنك أنت راح تسمع بوضوح وراح تسمع بجودة نقية، يعني على أساس أنه هالشيء، على أساس أنك أنت ما تعطي نفسك أي إيحاء سلبي لا سمح الله لو صار انه فعلا كذا تحس، يعني حتى لو كان واضح، بس لانك انت مبرمج نفسك على اساس انه مش واضح، فبالتالي راح ينعكس عليك بالسلب. وايضا بامكانكم، وانا اقول لكم اياها من الان، يعني طبعا انا راح نتاكد من هذه النقطه. ما ادري الاستاذ يوسف اذا بياكد لي، هل التشغيل يكون 3 مرات صح؟
3 مرات،
مره للاستماع الاولاني، مره للاجابه، ومره للتاكيد الحل. لو سمعتوا انه مش واضح في المره الاولى اعترضوا. زين، انا اقول لكم اياها من الان وهذا حقكم، بس ايضا انه فعلا ما يكون انه لا لانك انت ما عارف الكلمه او ما سمعتها. لو فعلا وثبت فنيا وتقنيا انه الجهاز اللي مشغله فيه الماده مش واضحه، يعني لكن مش لأنه طالب طالبين 3 4 ما قادرين يلقطوا الكلمة اللي قالها بالجهاز.
يعني ما حال طالب حال طفل.
لا أنا ما أقول لك عن المطالبة الآن، أنا أقول لك وش اللي بيصير باكر. يعني لو أنتم فعلا حسيتوا أن الجهاز رديء جدا وأنه بيأثر عليكم طالبوا بتغييره. يعني لا تحل السؤال لحد ما يغيروا لكم إياه.
اوكي تمام.
يعني هذا اللي انا اخبرك، لكن ان احنا نستبق الاحداث وان احنا يعني هذا اللي ما نريده. لكن في الاخر ايضا لما ان احنا مثلا نطالب ان يغيروا لنا الجهاز اللي بيشغل عليه الماده، ايضا يكون فعلا بعد ما يثبت انه في عيب تقني وانه جوده الصوت مش واضحه. يعني مش فقط لان احنا ما سمعناه او انه هذاك يتكلم لغته الانجليزيه هي لغته الام، واحنا يمكن لان ما متعودين على نوع من الاستماع، وهذه مشكله الكثير من الطلبه للاسف انه ما معودين نفسهم على الليسننج يعني، وهذه ممكن نتكلم فيها. فبالتالي متعود انه يعني حتى الان احنا لما قلنا في برنامجنا ان نحط الحوار باللغه الانجليزيه، بعض الطلبه صار عندهم صعوبه. يعني بعض الطلبه صار عندهم صعوبه في انه حتى يتحدث باللغه الانجليزيه. وانا يمكن تجيني ايميلات ما قريتها يقولوا لي اشرح لنا او ترجم لنا، واللي يتكلموا عمانيين يعني مش لغتهم الانجليزيه لغتهم الام. فما بالك انه اذا كان الشخص اللي باكر في امتحان الليسننج حيكون لغته الانجليزيه هي اللغه الام. فبالتالي عموما ما عليه يا فيصل، انت اللي اسمح لنا، وعموما موفقين. هذا فقط اللي حبيت اوضحه. انا اتمنى لكم كل التوفيق. نتمنى ان ما نبرمج نفسنا اي برمجه سلبيا، نكون ايجابيين حتى في تعاطينا في تعاملنا. الشيء الثاني بالنسبه يعني للمواضيع اللي احنا اتفقنا على نقاشها يوم الاربعاء، اتمنى ان ما نستعجل في هذه النقطه، وباذن الله كل الامور راح تكون واضحه في الحلقه العامه اللي راح تكون في يوم الاربعاء. ما كان ودنا ان احنا نخرج عن اطار الحلقه بشكل عام، لكن حلو ان احنا نوضح بعض النقاط الخاصه باداء امتحان اللغه الانجليزيه. انا اعتقد استاذ يعقوب، استاذ يوسف، اشكرك جدا على وجودك معنا. بعد شوي ان شاء الله راح نكون في اللغه الانجليزيه الاي والبي. استاذ يوسف بن يعقوب الهدابي، مشرف لغه انجليزيه، شكرا لك. شكرا. فاصل، نعود نكمل هذه الحلقه ايها الاحبه، كونوا معنا. تحية طيبة رائعة جميلة كذا كروعتكم أيها الطلبة. نتواصل ودرس على الهواء حلقة اللغة الإنجليزية. نتواصل في الجزء الثاني المخصص للمادة الأساسية اللي راح تختبروا عليها يوم الغد بإذن الله، اللي هي الA والB، وراح ناخذ الأسئلة أكيد. أرحب بضيفي أستاذ سعيد بن أحمد المياسي، معلم لغة إنجليزية، حياك أستاذ سعيد، والأستاذة فاطمة بنت عبد الله البريكية، معلمة لغة إنجليزية، حياك أستاذة فاطمة. خلينا نبدأ من وين انتهينا، يعني من عند الملاحظة اللي ذكرها فيصل قبل شوية. What about the listening? So what is your advice for the students to do well in the listening questions?
Okay, I'll start first. Now, as for the listening question, now most of the students suffer from the listening question. They are saying that these questions are so difficult for them to answer. Now, first of all, I want to say that listening question depends on the vocabulary the students are having, okay, during their studying from grade 1 up to grade 12. Now, the main problem here is that the lack of vocabulary. If the students don't have vocabulary, don't have enough words, they are not going to understand what is going on the cassette. So this makes them suffer from getting the correct answer. So if the students don't have enough vocabulary and also enough practice during the academic years, so they are going sure to have difficulties in answering questions. So the key word is vocabulary. If they have enough vocabulary collecting from the past years and this years, they are going to answer these questions.
Also, Sada Fatma, how they practice their listening?
I think that students should have already practiced listening earlier during the academic year and also during the semester itself. One of the ways students may practice listening is through watching, for example, English news, BBC channel. These audio type of materials could help them to answer the listening questions very well during the exam. Another thing is that there is a difference between a student who focused during the lesson, English lesson, and, for example, with the teacher, concentrate on every listening task, because the English book is rich of listening activities and tasks. Each unit has a number of listening from 1 to 7 or 8 tasks of listening. So this is the purpose of that, so that students have to practice this. So my advice to them tomorrow during the exam, they have to read the questions before the tape.
They are hearing, yeah?
Yes, before the tape recorder comes, before the teacher comes. Yeah. And they have to focus on the WH word. They have to focus a lot on the difference between them. For example, if the question starts with where, they have to be aware that at that time they have to write a name of a place. And if it has the word, WH word, which is when, it means they have here to write time. So they have to practice before, and they have also to read the questions carefully and listen. My advice to them is write from the beginning. From the first time you listen. If you start
writing... Or write only the cues, if not the full answer.
Yes.
They can write the cues.
Yes, the cues. Yeah. At the beginning, from the beginning. Don't wait for the second time or the third time, because you will need the second time and the third time to check and to complete the other questions. Another thing, leave any bad idea about listening task. Yeah. I think that most of Omani students have this problem. Yeah. They always say that listening task and questions are difficult. Why is it difficult? Because they have this idea before. Yeah. And when they have this idea and come to the exam with this idea, it means that they won't be able. If for example, let's talk about the skill, like, for example, swimming. If I have a bad idea about swimming and I say that swimming is difficult, will I be able to swim? No, never. I won't be able to swim. So please concentrate and focus.
And also, what about the tape recorders? Faisal, he said that maybe the quality of the tape recorder or the quality of the voice also, it is not clear. So what you advise them, and I think it will be, I don't know, now it's in a CDs or in a cassette.
Not in a cassette, but most of the cassette recorders are coming from the Ministry of Education. So the students, the teachers are using the cassette recorders, they are using all the academic year. So they are the same.
These are the same. I think that here with the quality of the tape recorders, the ministry provide us with good tape recorders. I think that there might be something related to the quality of recording the script and copying the cassette again in the ministry.
I hope in the future.
Yes, there should be CDs.
Also, maybe my hope is in the future to do the listening exam in labs. I think it will be better. Labs is for with headphones, with tape recorders, with these things, and I think it is the time to do that now. Now the old method is to play recorder and 15 students or 30 students in the class, how to hear it. Also, there are a lot of outside sounds. I think it is can make some noises or some bad listening, I think.
Yes, and we have to be realistic here. In the past, we used to have tape recorders, and we could manage it. We could answer the listening task. So it is not only because of the cassette. I think there are a lot of factors. 90% it's on the student. From 90 to 95% it's on the student. If the student focus and concentrate, it will be easy for them. So my advice to them, don't be afraid, don't get worried from the beginning. Inshallah, the listening will be easy. And a lot of students get the full mark in the listening exam from our previous, when we mark the questions in the marking center. So it is not that much difficult. Make sure that you get the 15 mark. You get the 15 marks because each question has 1 mark. So make sure that you get them all.
Okay, so we hope that. Now let's go for the questions by the email. We have one question here in English A from Wigdan. Workbook, grammar page 14, sentence E.
Page 14.
Yeah, sentence E. Is there any mistakes in answer in the end of the book? And what is the answer?
Okay, here they have choose the correct form of the verb in the sentences. And this is review and reference. The company's new product. Then we have here 2 choices. Did not sell or was not sold well. The answer is the second one. Then the company's new product was not sold well. The answer is the second one, not the first one. They have to choose between 2 options. So she has to choose the second one, which is what was not sold one, and this is past passive. They have here verb to be, which is was, plus the negative not, and finally the past participle and the complement of the sentence.
So again, we hope you watch us and then you get the answer. ناخذ اتصال، أول اتصال أيضا بالنسبة لهذه الجزئية. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة.
يا مرحبا وسهلا، من معنا؟
معك ملاك بنت عبد الله بن حميد الجامعية.
يا مرحبا يا ملاك، من وين؟
من سمائل.
من سمائل. تفضلي يا ملاك. طبعا مثل ما متفقين الحوار مع الأساتذة يكون باللغة الإنجليزية، تمام؟
تمام. Hi there. Actually, I have a lot of questions that I want you to answer me, especially in the exam paper.
You are English A or B?
I'm in English A.
Okay. So what are the questions?
Okay, first of all, about the reading. I want an easy way that is easy for us to understand the question from the first time, and easy way that we can understand the words which are difficult and new for us in the text, in the reading. Actually, some of the questions are not clearly in the exam paper, so we want to have an easy way from the teachers that they know that there is a lot of way can make us understand the question from the first time.
She's asking about the reading. She wants to get a good way of answering reading questions.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the things, before we have to agree on one thing, which is that developing reading skills cannot be done overnight. This is a process which has to be done, earlier. As much as you have already practiced before the exam answering reading questions, as much as you will be able to answer reading questions in the exam. One thing here I would like to, something you can do to help you is to do the following. First of all, read the question carefully, then go to the reading text and try to find the answer. Don't spend your time reading the text, then going to the question. Got it?
Yeah.
So first of all, number one you do is that read the question, try to understand the question. See, what is the question asking you to do? Is it, for example, asking about number, about place, about time, about name of a person, name of a country, about what? Then go to the text and try read from the beginning. What we used to have is that the reading questions come in an order. Means what? Is that sometimes, not always, sometimes you might find, for example, the answer for question 1 in paragraph 1. And this. So read the question, then go to the first paragraph, try to find the answer. If you don't find it in the first paragraph, go to the second paragraph and third paragraph, and so on.
Okay.
By the end, you will feel that you know or you are familiar with the whole reading text that you have in the exam.
Okay.
Okay, so this is one thing. Number two, you can do something which is try to use scanning and skimming for the question. See, is the question here asking you, for example, about number? So try to go to the text and find the number. Sometimes the questions, mostly questions are direct, but you may find 1 to 3 questions which are not direct. Not direct means what? Means they need calculation. For example, you will need to add years. You will need, for example, to deduce. So more than one process. But generally, the questions of the reading come in an, easy way. As Mr. Saeed has said, that as much as you have practiced earlier, as much as you will be able to answer the whole exam, not just the reading.
Okay. I have another question about the listening. Actually, there's some comments about the listening. First of all, it's better to be in American accent because the British accent is not clear. So maybe some of the words are not clear for us because in British it's different than American. American language is more clear for us.
You mean in the listening?
Yeah, in the tape recorder.
In the tape recorder?
Yeah.
What I know is that the curriculum of the Ministry of Education in Oman is in the British accent.
Yeah.
Yes.
So because of that, I said that because every time in the exam, because they are talking in a British, it's difficult for us to understand them. But if they are talking in American accent, it will be easy for us to understand them. You know.
So there is not much. There is not that much difference between American accent and British accent. There is only a slight difference between them.
And all the students are studying from the first class in the British accent. So how to listen in the American accent in the end of the exams? Maybe it's only one opinion or your opinion, Malak. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
Something else about the spelling and listening too.
Spelling and listening too. What about it?
In the listening too, the first part they will be focusing on the spelling. But we tried from the last year that the listening too on the part 1, they were not focusing on the spelling. But now they are focusing. And if we have one wrong, they will take our marks, all of them. So it's really hard. I hope they will be not focusing on the spelling for the listening 2 and the part 1.
So
do you understand me?
I didn't get her. Is she focusing here? Are you asking about listening to? You mean when you complete the question, writing the words? When you write the word? Okay, what do you want to know about it? Do you know?
Okay, the last year, they were focusing on the spelling. They want the spelling, exactly the right spelling for the word. But if we look to the last years, before the last years, they weren't focusing on the spelling words, for the spelling of the words. You know me?
You mean that previously, you mean in grade 10 and 11, there was no focus on spelling, and now there is a focus on spelling?
Yeah.
So what about it?
Sometimes only in one wrong will be something big for us because they will take off the mark of the answer of the question. You know? You understand me what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand you. Okay, look here. Now, this depends on the marking guide that comes from the Ministry of Education. Sometimes in the marking guide, they mention that the word should or must be spelled correctly. But sometimes they know. They say, for example, ignore grammar, ignore capitalization. If the core word is correct, okay? Core word is correct, it means the original word is correct, the base form of the word is correct, and you, for example, add one letter at the end, which doesn't affect the whole meaning and the structure of the word, they will give you correct. They will not take your mark.
But the last year they wasn't.
ملاك ما عليه، يعني احنا ما نتكلم عن سنوات ماضية، الآن نتحدث عن التوضيح اللي ذكرته الأستاذة. أشكرك جدا يا ملاك، شكرا لك، شكرا. ناخذ اتصال آخر. السلام عليكم. نشوف مكالمة أخرى. السلام عليكم. ناخذ اتصال.
الو السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. يا أهلا، من معنا؟
سمية الحارثي.
يا مرحبا يا سمية، تفضلي.
Hi teacher.
Hi.
Just I wanted to ask about should we recognize first and second and third condition?
Can you say it again?
Should we recognize first and second and third condition?
In which exam you ask, or in which A or B? First? A.
Yeah.
What is her question?
So say it again, please.
Should we recognize first and second and third condition?
Which condition?
The condition, the first or third or...
Condition of what?
Yeah, Sumaya, condition of what?
Okay, other question.
Okay.
Across culture in course book.
Course
You know
book?
it? Yes, across culture.
Which page?
No, I mean in general. We have rich of words, new words in it. We must know it or not.
Which page in the book?
No, I mean across culture, general cross culture in course book. We have Egypt and France. You know it?
Can you hear the voice? I can't hear the voice. I mean, I don't understand what is she saying now.
سمية، اسألي السؤال بس كلمة على أساس أن نلقط السؤال، تمام؟
Okay.
Say the number at least of the page in the book. About which thing you are asking now?
Her question is as general, but I don't know about what.
In page 60.
16,
60.
60.
In 60 in course book.
Okay.
Okay. We have across culture.
Okay.
We have here a lot of new words.
Across culture, what about it?
Yes. We have here a lot of words.
She's
A lot
talking
of
about
new
the
words
text
here. Should we recognize it or not?
You mean that you have here in across culture a lot of vocabulary words?
Yeah.
And you are asking about them if you should learn them or if you should know them?
Yeah.
Okay, the words that you have here generally in the course book, especially in the reading text or across culture or in the themes or in the units, you should know them, all of them. And regarding across culture, there is nothing special with across culture and reading for pleasure, because most of the words you have already encountered them before. Got it?
But I face new words there.
So I can't tell you don't learn them or don't, for example, memorize them, and tomorrow you see them in the exam, then you blame me. What I can say is that everything in the two books you have, course book and workbook, are important, plus any other vocabulary you have already taken before.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome.
شكرا لك يا سمية. ناخذ سؤال بالإيميل. وصلنا من الطالبة عهود الحضرمي من ولاية سيب من محافظة مسقط. أريد شرح قاعدة present tense for English A.
Present tense, it is the same with A and B.
Okay.
Can you do it? Okay, let's look at present simple. We have already explained this before. Okay, present simple, first of all, it talks about something happens in the present. And here we mean by this, when we talk about habits, something you do, for example, every day, every week, every month, usually, and so. And also it talks about facts, when you tell something true about yourself or about others or about anything. And if we look at the structure of the sentence, we have subject plus verb plus object and then the full stop. Now, with these things, habits and facts, you have to be careful with keywords that can come in the sentence and help you to, for example, understand that this sentence is in the present simple, such as the word every. If you have every with any other word, anytime, every year, every month, every week, every day, and also if you have adverb of frequency, like, for example,